for like...
and no context at all.
Yeah, exactly.
But tell me something, because now you've realized how successful the show is and was in Mexico. Now you have that context. But I wanted to ask you, why do you think either you have or don't have a context of what family life is in Mexico? Why do you think that Mexicans connect so much with the chaos of this family?
A lot of the Mexican fans have just told us directly, your family on the show is a reflection of how my family and all of my friends' families are. So it seems like that's the tie-in. Something about the way they were a lot of us, the way they were rowdy, the way that we loved each other and fought and loved each other again seems to be a theme down here, and that's probably why we connect.
Yeah, like Christmas family gatherings. That's how Christmas family gatherings happen in Mexico.
Yeah, those are always colorful.
Another thing that I like a lot about the show, these 4 episodes, is how the idea of Malcolm being so protective ends up being like counter, you know.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, when you read that script and you read the character, what did you have to bring from the past iteration of the character that had to remain but also made you renew?
Well, you know, Malcolm, if you remember from the first 7 years, like he was always just really frustrated, right? Like he thought that everything in his life could be easier if he had a different family, right? If he had different parents, if he had different brothers, school, everything, he felt like the world was out to get him. And when you first meet him again, he's in a really good place. He's happy, you know. He's worked, he's learned to work well with others and not having to control them and control every single aspect of things. He has an amazing daughter. He has an amazing girlfriend. But how he thinks he did it, or how he did it, was to stay completely away from the family, which is what he's put in his head. But I really liked where Malcolm was. But granted, he very quickly reverts to the old Malcolm. Maybe even takes it to another level. So I got to kind of experience every single emotion that a character could go through playing Malcolm again, and I had just a lot of fun getting to do it.
Reese is such an enigmatic character for me, and I think it's quite difficult to pull it off because he needs to remain sort of silly, but we have to believe that he's like a working and functioning adult. What were the conversations when developing him as an adult, you know?
I mean, well, I'll go back to when I was talking to Brian about it, when he said that he got in Linwood interested in doing this again. I remember joking with Brian, like, it'd be so much fun to see if Reese was a successful one. And then, but as the actor, I don't have a say in who Reese becomes. It's because it's Linwood Boomer who the creator. It was his life, so he's pulling personal experiences from his life, from his brothers, and like, what did that Reese character become in real life? And I was kind of hoping that Reese would become successful, but and when I started reading the script, because we only got the script like 2 or 3 months before we started filming. When I started reading it, in the first scenes of like, oh, maybe Reese is maybe he is different, maybe he is kind of matured, and he's got this whole new relationship with Hal. But then obviously for Reese, you know, everything is like a trick or something to like benefit him. And then we find out that Reese is kind of planting Hal in situations to injure him, to create, basically to make money as Reese. Yeah. But I mean, I think that's what the audience would expect out of Reese.
And you break his heart so much.
I know. But I feel like at the end, though, there was a little bit of a redemption for Reese. He kind of realized that was the life that he actually wanted to have with his father, which he never got to have growing up because he was always causing chaos and trouble.
How did you stay like in shape as actors? Because this demanded so much. I was watching it and I was like, oh, they're like in the same place they were 20 years ago. So when you went on set for the first day, what did you notice that you were like, oh, I still have this, and this helped me develop these characters?
I remember being a little nervous, you know, going back into a character that like so many people knew and loved, right? For all of us, right? But oddly, it was the table read that I knew immediately that it was going to be fairly easy to get back to being those characters, or for all of us. I don't know. I guess I didn't realize how much Malcolm stuck with me, and maybe I picked up so many of Malcolm's mannerisms in my own life, good and bad, with that. But yeah, it was fairly easy to get back into the character.
In your case, guys?
I mean, I think for me it was pretty easy to get back into Reese as a character, because he's I was just played him as like super intense and quick thinking when it comes to, you know, getting out of situations and fighting with his brothers, because he doesn't really have to think that much. He just kind of reacts. That's what makes him fun, and that's why he gets himself into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it's also like we had done scenes with those characters so many times. There's just like repetition, and things sort of become automatic in life the more you do them. So even with 20 years passing, just the material and the way these guys talk just kind of opens up and clicks things in your body, and it's sort of easy to be that thing again.
That's interesting. Guys, thank you so much. Frank, it's so good that you're okay after the
Yeah.
car crash.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you so much.